Hi there, I'm Ember, one of the co-directors of the North Country Comic Con. We started this show to give you a little taste of some of the cool things coming to Watertown this summer. For this first episode, I sat down with Jim from Starforge Sabers. They were a tremendously popular lightsaber vendor at Nococon last year, and this year they're coming back even bigger, with not only a larger selection of lightsabers, but the Starforge Arena, where you can personally practice your lightsaber technique. But enough from me. Let's talk to Jim. How did you get started with this?
Well, I, like a lot of people, bought a saber myself. I ended up buying one, and then I ended up buying 5, and then I ended up buying a bunch of empties to install my own electronics in. And then I was like, well, I mean, why am I spending money on like these empty handles when I can mill my own? And then I started making my own simple handles out of just scrap pieces of metal. And then I started working with a company called onlinemetals.com and getting pieces of metal and like designing my own line and stuff. And then I was like, well, I'm really good at the design part, but my electronics need a lot of work. Let me see if there's someone I can work with. And then I found our machining and electronic company, LGT, and they created they make these really awesome little cores, and also they design and make all of the actual pieces that we sell as a vendor. After 2 years of vending with LGT, because I started vending with them back in 2020, right at the beginning of the pandemic. Mm-hmm. I was tempted to start it in 2019, not really sure what I was doing. And then about mid-March of the pandemic, first year, I bought my first line of sabers with them and almost immediately sold them out locally. On top of that, I had to learn how to code, how to solder, how to, do all this stuff. I mean, I went through YouTube videos and self-taught literally everything. Now I know all that stuff. So, and then I started like 3D designing our stuff in early 2021. Obviously in 2022, we had a really big convention attendance here. After our August one, we finalized the design, sent it off to the company, and, that's where the Warp Shadow Saber came from. When I designed this, my biggest design thing was that the whole saber has to be a modular design. So it can be changed for each person using it. So let's say you don't want it to be super long, the way that we designed it for Quinlan Voss. You can actually change it, and it's still very workable and usable. Everything actually can be taken off of this.
And that makes sense because, one of your more popular things is the build your own saber thing that you do at shows.
That's kind of one of the things we did here is we designed kind of a build our, customize your own custom design saber. And we've got more coming out next year. We really are working a lot on creating our own catalog of sabers. I have about 5 or 6 designs, and we're just kind of waiting to see if we're going to be able to do 5 or 6 different designs this year. We are looking to bring stuff that's new, because we don't want everyone to go, well, it's the same old stuff they had last year. If anyone was watching our Facebook feed or our website, you'll notice that we dropped like 50 new sabers on the site in the last 3 days. And there's a ton of new stuff coming. We've got new soundboards coming, new sabers coming, new replica cannon sabers coming. Oh my gosh. And we've got so many more character sabers this year than we did last year for when we get to Nococon. And we also have some pretty cool new features on a couple of our sabers this year.
Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor.
Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?
So
It's
this
too soon. It's too soon.
that font, we came up with that font like the weeks leading up to Nococon in 2022.
The sabers are so appealing because
Oh yeah.
I mean they're so freaking cool. One of the Star Wars cosplayer groups, Emerald Empire, I believe, they
Yep.
all ended up with sabers, and then there were entire friend groups that got sabers. And I think to use that as a segue, I think that's going to be one of the cool things about having the Starforge Arena this year is they'll have a place where they can practice with each other.
Oh yeah, the whole idea of actually beating the snot out of someone is appealing.
A lot of these sabers they're impact sensitive, like they react where the blades strike, right?
Yeah. So with the Pixel Sabers, um, we don't recommend extra. Oh yeah, and we also have sheets now. This just looks freaking amazing.
Ho ho! That is, I mean, it totally blows out the camera, but it still looks impressive.
These blades, they are impact sensitive. They do have the ability to take a hit. We've watched people use these blades to break coconuts, and we still recommend not going full bore on somebody.
Sure, sure. I mean, it is their technology. You don't want to actually try to knock down a door with them.
Exactly, but I mean, you can uh, actually hit something fairly hard with a pixel blade, and it won't really do much damage to it. If you go overboard and you baseball swing one, you're probably going to knock out the pixels, and then you're going to be having to replace an $80 blade. But I mean, we always say do not baseball swing these. They are very, very delicate when it comes to like overpowering, because it's going to be easy for someone to do that. That the baselit ones, yeah, absolutely, go freaking nuts. If you want to,
Yeah,
if
there's
you
nothing in
want
the
to,
blade to damage.
yeah, if you want a steel chair to go and bash it against, go right ahead. I mean, you're not going to hurt anything. We do impact test a lot of our product beforehand.
As far as Starforge sabers, are there anything that you want to get people looking forward to? Maybe some suggestive hints of what they can expect to see this year? No.
More than likely this year, we're going to be getting another upgrade in our soundboards. We are already planning to have a huge amount of pixel sabers from more than last year. There are going to be a lot more canon replica sabers. We're going to have a lot of stuff, and it is the 40th anniversary of Revenge of the Jedi, Return of the Jedi. So we're definitely going to be looking at bringing in some Darth Vader sabers, and Luke Skywalker sabers. That alone is going to be a big thing for us. Obviously, the Starforge Arena. We've got we've got a skit that we're working on.
I just love how you take your glasses off and you have that whole "Why do I do this to myself?" expression.
Yeah, the skit. If you've seen the Gel Blaster videos, they look like lasers being shot from the end of the Gel Blasters. We have an idea for a video to start to really kick our marketing off. And we're going to recreate the Order 66 with the Gel Blasters.
Oh boy. Where, aside from coming to see us at Nococon, can people find Starforge sabers?
Well, you can find Starforge Sabers at starforgesabers.com. We will be at Vermont Sci-Fi Fantasy Expo in April. We're going to be at the Vermont Rail City Fan Fest in June. on the 24th, 25th. We're working on getting into Electric City in Albany on July 8th. AnchorCon on August 19th and 20th. FC3 on the 24th and 25th of September. And for the first time in our history, Rhode Island Comic Con on November 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to take a moment and click that subscribe button, because we have so many more interviews with guests and other featured creators who are going to be there in Watertown this summer for Nococon 2023. Tickets are on sale now. Be sure to check back next week for the next episode of The Noco Show, and we'll see you in June.
Set a course for our YouTube channel for interviews with more guests and featured creators bringing the epic to Watertown. Make it so.